When we feel lost or confused, we wonder who we are and why we're here. What is the purpose of life? Why we feel depressed or not worthy. This is the time when you use quantum healing hypnosis technique. Talk to the hypnotherapist. Let her know your concerns or confusions. The hypnosis session will be able to connect you with your higher self, so your questions will be answered and you'll be giving guidance by your higher self. After the session, you'll feel energized and excited about your life again. So call today to make an appointment or get a free consultation.
What do you do to be able to sense their feelings? You feel it by looking at them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more. How does that work?
It's like I can see what they're doing, but I can feel their energy.
How you feel their energy?
Like,
can you see the energy?
it's almost like I feel it in my body. Like I see them and then I feel it.
So when you look at them, you see, how to say, you look at their face? Or?
Yeah, but it's not really their face.
Uh-huh.
It's more their energy I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm. What do you see when you look at them?
It's like a snapshot of what they're doing.
And you can feel their energy very quickly?
Yeah.
So what are you sensing from those people?
Someone is anxious or in a rush. Somebody else is very at peace. Reading a book.
And so I want you to focus on yourself. Do you feel you're just a human in a human body, or you are in a non-physical form?
Non-physical.
Very good. So why you're in this building? Is this building somewhere in the how to say? It's kind of not a regular building.
It feels like a watchtower almost.
Very good. And you're the only being in this tower?
Yeah.
What is the purpose of this tower?
Empathy.
And do you feel this is a place you always stay, or you can go to different places?
Feels like I stay here.
So watching people, understanding their energy, their feelings, is that something you do? You like to do this, or this is your responsibility?
Responsibility.
So I want you to go a little bit deeper within to sense who you are.
almost like it's my job to survey.
Survey? You have been doing this for a long time?
It feels like it.
And what do you do with the information you're getting?
It feels like I'm just checking in, like making sure everything's okay.
Okay, so let's say if you notice something, there's some issues, problems, then what do you do? Keep breathing that way, it's very good. So when you find some matters, what do you do with it?
It's like I'm keeping track.
But what are you doing this for? Do you have to, let's say, upload this information to somewhere? What do you do with the data?
It's like I put it in a catalog.
Tell me more about this catalog.
Like I keep note. I write it down.
You write it down. And what are you doing this for? Why you need to know this? And besides the person's energy or emotions, what else that you're watching?
It's like I'm keeping track of the fear or negative emotions.
All right.
Like the people who are okay, or the energy that is okay, I leave it be.
But if it's not okay?
Then I take note. And
what do you do with that?
it's like I sent it somewhere.
All right, so I want you to focus on where you're sending those information to and why.
I send it up.
To the universe? All right. But why you need to gather those information as an upload to the universe? What is your role? Okay, I know what you're doing, but what do you call yourself?
I keep thinking surveyor.
Surveyor. Very good. Very good. So
It's like like I'm just collecting the information, but something above me or greater than me is doing something with the information.
with the information.
Like the energy, the negative energy.
And once again, the information you're gathering, is this from Earth?
It feels like Earth, but I feel like you could also be anywhere.
So is this let's say this place, this particular place is Earth,
It feels like I'm not there per se. Like I don't have experience on what I'm looking at. Like my experience is in the watchtower.
So you watch those people and you go to also other places?
I don't know if I live there. It seems like me leaving is when I look at these people.
When you look at it,
Like I become them.
Oh, you become them. Okay, I want you to go to the moment when you look at them and you become that person. What happens?
I can move around.
You move around. You are that person, right? Okay, so when you're in that person, what do?
I think I am them.
You are them in order to feel what they feel?
Yeah.
And what do you do before you leave? Do you leave that body eventually? How long you stay?
Until I know they're okay.
Okay. So when you say until you know they're okay, what can make them change their state of being?
Me?
I see. So you are helping them. So how do you help them?
I help them see things differently.
Tell me more about what do you do to be able to achieve that? Let me ask this question. Are you some sort of, I know your energy, so how this energy will change their emotions?
It's like when I become them, I take with me the piece that they needed to get rid of.
So, okay, when you take that part that they don't need, so you take their negative emotions? What do you do with that?
I bring it back to the tower.
Do you recycle them? You transform the energy? All right, I see. So that's what that tower is for. All right. So, do they know that you're inside of them?
Just that they feel different.
They feel.
But they don't know why.
So, once again, I want you to focus on the people you're helping. Is this the people on Earth? All right. So, So your role is to give them, to take the negative energy or emotions from them, and then bring it back to the tower, recycle them or transform that energy. So is this something that you made a, let's say, soul agreement, and that's what you do for people on Earth? So you made this agreement. All right. And this tower is not something people can see? It's invisible to them. All right. Very good. And I want you to also see if you do anything else besides this.
The energy that I bring back, it gets transformed and created to good.
Like what? To, let's say, love?
Like neutral.
So what?
Like new.
New energy?
Like it gets transformed for new
Type of energy?
I keep saying like a baby.
What? Tell me more.
It's like the energy is almost being transformed but recycled, and the babies get it.
Babies on Earth?
Yeah.
Huh. So, okay, let me ask how you transform them. You do that, or?
I don't do it, but I collect it, and then I give it.
Give it to them?
Yeah.
Give to...
New life.
Huh. So, okay, someone has to transform those energy. Who does it?
I can't see them.
But there are beings?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's their job to...
Like hand it off. Yeah.
Huh. So your job is just give to them.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel those, there are many beings? How many beings are doing that?
It feels like one, but many.
In the tower?
Yeah.
But you cannot see them.
Yeah.
Okay, so when this being or many beings are finished transforming the energy, and so they give to babies. Why babies need that energy?
To bring good energy back.
So it's like kind of recycle the energy by giving, transform it, and then give to babies. But why those babies cannot just deal with regular energy? Why they need to get those energy?
It's like they're chosen.
Oh, so only certain babies. Go deeper within, and you will know everything. What's going on with those chosen babies?
The people that I take it from were chosen.
You're taking from.
Like when I take the bad from the person and bring it back.
Oh, so those people are chosen.
They were, but they lost their way.
Lost their way. What happened to them? So, Why you go to certain people to take the negative energy from them?
I think they are me.
Mm. I thought you became them.
They think they are me.
Mm.
But it was before I was them.
Before you were them.
Yeah.
So,
Like I'm seeing them.
mm-hmm.
It's like I'm seeing them
Mm-hmm.
exist
Mm-hmm.
before or like simultaneously.
Mm. So so you feel those people are the people that you, how to say, they are sharing your soul.
I think they were my past, but it's like laid out for me in these simultaneously.
Mm. But how does that work if you can look at them in this place, but their energy or that person is really from the past you?
It's the tower.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it from there.
So from the tower you can tell that was you. Mm.
Like I can see it all at once.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And that's where the baby came from.
So the babies are from where?
It was
You
one
too.
baby. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So everything you're doing is, so why you need to take the negative energy from the you from the past?
Because they got stuck.
So the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So when you look at them, you feel is your soul? Their soul is your soul?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is this a part of your soul?
Yeah.
Mm. So the babies are also.
Mm-hmm.
They're just you in the future?
The past.
It's still the past.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So you are moving this energy or transforming or have someone transform your own energy. For what reason?
These are things I haven't learned.
You haven't learned.
Like they get taken and recycled, but
Mm-hmm.
made neutral.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't learn the lesson,
What lesson?
it feels like my heart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I want you to go deeper, to really understand that you are doing this for you to be able to transform or take out those negative energy from the past life you, to give to the babies they were also born in the past. Why you need to do this? What this can do for you, for your soul. that will help you for the energy you're carrying now.
Brings me home.
Where is home?
Not the tower. It's grass.
Grass. Tell me more about this place.
There's a little hut.
Hot. Tell me more.
There's a chimney.
Don't hold back any emotions.
There's a lot of flowers. It's like a meadow.
Where is this place?
Somewhere in the woods.
This looks like Earth? Somewhere else.
It looks like mystical.
Physical?
Mystical.
Mystical. Alright, very good. What is the color of the sky?
White.
So it's only white color?
Like, it's almost as if it was covered with puffy clouds. No blue.
You don't see any blue
But
color?
white, yeah. Like bright.
Okay. And do you see, let's say, the sun? Alright. So where is the light is coming from?
Everywhere.
And what do you feel when you're in this place?
Safe.
It looks familiar to you?
Yeah.
And I want you to see if you can see the letters of the name of this place.
V.
B.
A. R. I. A.
A. That's it? Varia? Varia. Is this the name of a planet?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is your home. Feel this familiar feeling and enjoy this moment. You can just stay for a little while.
Feels like I haven't been here in a long time.
When you say heaven, why gives you that feeling?
It's like a breath of fresh air. Like homesick.
And do you feel you have a body here? Yes. What do you look like?
A woman.
What?
A woman.
A woman. Like a woman like.
Like human.
Dark hair?
Long dark hair.
What are you wearing?
Like summery dress.
Mm-hmm.
No shoes.
No shoes.
I have stones, like necklaces.
All right. And what does your face look like? What's the color of your skin?
Slightly tan.
All right.
Sun-kissed.
Mm-hmm.
Green eyes.
Green eyes. What's that? What is your name? Tell me the letters. N.
O.
O.
R.
R. That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Nor. And do you see others?
No.
You're the only beings?
There's animals.
What they look
Like birds.
birds. And when you look at those birds, can you communicate with them?
They miss me.
How do you know that?
Like they're all around me.
What they look like?
Small. Like my hand.
What's the color?
Yellow.
All right.
And blue.
And blue.
And they have black spots. Or like streaks.
So they miss you, and how they communicate with you?
They interact with me. Like they're on my shoulder.
And you understand?
Yeah.
How many birds do you see?
4.
4. So what happened to you? Why you left this place?
I went looking for something and didn't come back.
You didn't come back for a while? How long you have been away?
500 years.
All right. Where did you go?
Cave.
Cave? Where is the cave?
In a different part of the forest.
Different part of the forest? So you did not leave Varia. But when you go to a different part of the forest, what did you do?
I was looking for something in the cave.
Let's go inside.
Like a stone.
Why are you looking for this?
It's the final piece.
What piece?
The final piece.
Final piece for what? What does this piece do?
gives me power.
Power. Tell me more about the peace you're looking for.
It's red.
Red
And sharp.
sharp. What is the shape?
Like a hexagon.
What do you,
Can't pick it up.
because
It's sharp.
it's because too sharp and it's heavy.
Yes, but it's really small.
What do you do with this? How this can give you energy?
In my necklace.
To make a necklace?
Yeah. And the necklace will protect barrier.
Protect what?
Barrier.
Barrier. So you spent 500 years doing this?
I got lost in the cave.
What happened?
I lost my way in the dark.
What happened? What do you do after that?
The stone found me.
The hexagon stone? And what happened after that?
I couldn't find my way out.
You stayed in the cave?
Yeah.
And so when did you came from this place above earth in the tower? When did that happen?
Before.
This is before you went to the cave. Oh.
Before very.
So after that mission, you went back home? But you got lost? So why you need to find this protection? What is the reason you need that?
Protect the planet.
Planet? Which planet?
Very.
Varia. Why this planet needs protection? You are protecting Varia from whom?
Something in the cave.
So there's something from the cave will hurt this planet? Let's find out.
a monster.
Is this monster big?
Yeah. And it lives in the cave.
So why this monster wants to hurt this planet?
Because it's too bright.
So let me ask you. So besides you, there are other beings like you, Barrier?
Yes.
They look like you.
Yeah.
What your role is on Barrier?
It's like I lead them.
You leave.
Lead them.
You lead them.
So I have to protect them. In the forest.
And how far Barrier is to Earth?
They don't know her.
So it's far away.
Yeah.
It's, But you went to Earth before.
Yeah.
What made you?
I had to get something to bring back.
Let's focus on that. What do you need to bring back? And did you do that?
No.
What happened?
I couldn't find it.
Alright, so what do you need to bring back? Is something important to Barrier?
Something that would protect Barrier.
And if Earth is that far away, why this something is from Earth? And how do you know?
The birds told me.
Now, who are they? Who are they to you?
They're like my guides.
I see. So I want you to ask the birds, what is that you couldn't bring back? Key. A key for what? Tell me more about this key.
Somebody hid it there. On Earth.
Tell me more.
A key. To the cave.
To the cave. And why this key can protect this planet?
Because if the cave is open, the monster can,
So you have to lock it?
Yeah.
So the key is for that? But why this key exists on Earth?
Someone put it there.
Huh? For what reason?
So we can know.
So who is this someone?
My sister.
What is the purpose? I want you to meet with your sister. Is she very young right now?
Yeah.
Alright, so I want you to go to the moment that you are with her. Tell me if you sees her. Okay. She looks like you?
Yes, but different features. She has black and green hair. And sharper
what?
features.
When you say sharp,
Energy.
is it different energy from yours? Do you feel this energy is positive?
From her? No.
And when you look at her eyes are windows to the soul. Do you recognize those eyes in Alana's life?
Yeah.
So who is that person has the same soul as your mom? All right. Okay, so she is carrying negative energy. All right, and she wants to put the key on Earth to let the monster come out. And what is her goal and why?
Nobody can be happy.
But why she needs to make everyone unhappy? She's not happy. And so you went to Earth, but you couldn't bring the key back, and now the monster can come out anytime. What do you do next?
Try to close it.
So you can close it without the key?
With the stone.
Use the stone? All right. Are you doing that now?
Yeah.
And tell me if you're able to.
Yeah.
So then what your sister does?
She's crying.
She doesn't want
She's
people to be
sad.
happy.
She was angry, but now she's sad.
Because?
Because she was hurting. And that's where her anger came from. Towards everybody else.
But if the monster cannot come out, why? That hurts her. What's the relationship between?
She's recognizing that she was misguided.
By whom?
Her mom.
Her mom. But now she should feel better.
Yeah. sad for what she did.
So she realized that was not good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, very good. So let me ask, when you went to Earth to try to get that key, when was that, if you use earthly time? Like, what year?
1 0 3 2.
And that's AD?
Yeah.
After century? Okay, so about 1,000 years ago. And now I want you to quickly look at your life and Alana's life. So how this, what you did in Varia or on Earth, how does that affect Alana's life?
Sister.
Your sister is your mom, Alana's mom?
Which
Huh?
I try to
How
my
does...
sister is my mom, and I try to contain the sharp energy from everything else.
So that's what the...
Like, I'm the only one who sees it.
So you're talking about Alana's life. But she, it seems like she realized she was wrong. But why her soul or her energy came to Earth at this time? What's her, what is she's, her goal is in Alana's life? How about, I'm going to bring you to the moment, this is before you came to Earth, and see what kind of agreement you made with your mom's soul. And let's go to that moment. I'm going to count from 3 to 1. On a count of 1, you will go back to that time. This is before you came to Earth. 3, we're going back to that moment. 2, you're getting very close. And 1. Let me know where you are.
Everything's white.
Everything's white. Where is this place?
In between.
Between life on Earth and the spirit world. Okay, what are you doing there?
Walking.
Do you have a body?
No.
All right. So you're walking. What do you look for? You look forward. Who else? What do you see?
My mom.
You see your mom?
Mm-hmm.
And so she's also some sort of type of energy?
Yeah.
So what do you have a conversation with her?
Yeah.
Tell me everything. You're walking with her?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who is she to you? And feel the deeper connection between the two souls.
It's like I am just like who she used to be.
Oh. She used to be the negative energy?
It's like that's what she became. But I am who she was before.
Who she was?
Or energy she was before.
What kind of energy?
She's good.
So, what happened? She changed?
Yeah.
For what reason?
Pain.
She needs to change for her soul to learn something? All right. So when you are with her, you feel you're positive, but she is negative.
Like she's negative, but she's conscious of why.
Okay.
And she knows that something happened and changed that.
So now you're walking together. What you are doing?
It's a beach. Just walking.
What's the purpose of this walk together?
Just to be present.
Is this before Alana's soul comes to Earth? Okay, so are you making some sort of agreement? Now you're going to choose her as your mom? If that's the case, what is the purpose of this plan?
To show her how to grow and heal.
Under her negative energy. This is for your soul to grow or for both?
Both. But I have to be there to push her.
Why this makes you feel emotional? Do you feel the love between you? Do you know her soul before or you were together before? Many times? What kind of a connection between your soul and her soul?
We were sisters.
Spiritually? So what does that mean? So in the before you, when you're in the energetic state, you're from the same, let's say, soul family.
They keep getting lost.
Who?
My mom.
Is that on purpose? So why it happens that way?
Because she gets stuck.
By what?
Like she can't get past one
Ex-
like lesson.
So from the lessons that she's supposed to learn, but instead of learning those lessons, she got lost.
Yeah.
And she has been on Earth for many times. How many do you see?
10.
10. How about your soul?
20.
So what is the goal this time to come to Earth as Lana? What are you supposed to learn from each other?
I have to learn forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Very good. And what she needs to learn from you?
Letting go.
Letting go. So what do you think? How did you do so far?
I think she's still learning.
What?
She's still learning.
Did you learn the forgiveness?
Almost.
But there are still things that you need to learn for 100%. Very good. So in this place, are you saying anything to each other?
No.
How do you understand each other?
Eyes.
When you look at her eyes, you just know. Feel this moment when you look at her eyes. Feel the emotions. And remember this feeling. So now, with this understanding, I'm going to take you to a different time and space, and you can leave your sister's soul for a little while, and you are going to go through time and space to another time, another place. So I want you to go to another life. It can be on Earth or somewhere else. And this is the life that impacts Alana's this life tremendously. So we're going to go to that life and to take a look and to get information and to understand. 3, we're moving to that lifetime. And 2, you know you're getting closer and closer, almost there. And 1, you are there. Take your time to get used to this new environment. When you're ready, tell me where you are.
Gravel.
Where?
Gravel.
Gravel?
Like the floor.
Okay. You're indoors?
Outside.
What do you see?
Mountains.
What else?
I want a cliff.
You're on the cliff? Do you feel you're man or woman?
Man. You. Boy.
How old do you feel?
15.
15. Alright, what do you look like?
Most indigenous.
What?
Indigenous.
Okay. What are you wearing?
Like a poncho.
Oh, okay. What this poncho is made of?
Looks like it was woven.
Okay.
It has a hood. It's red and tan. And it has all these tribal markings on it.
What is the color of your skin?
Brown.
Brown. Alright, so what happened? Why you're on the cliff?
Fishing.
Fishing. How do you feel in this place?
Peaceful.
And you're fishing, and this is how you help yourself and your family?
Yeah.
Which part is this place in the globe? If you zoom out.
It's like New Zealand.
New Zealand. Very good. Trusted. New Zealand. And what year is this?
One. 6. 3. 0.
All right. Very good. All right. So, what else? What's happening? What else is happening?
There's a village in the distance.
Is that where you live?
Yeah. And I'm fishing for food
For your family?
my family.
Who? What do you see? Your family members?
Mom. Grandma.
Grandma. Where's your dad?
He's not there.
Do you know where he is?
No.
You don't remember?
No. I don't know. He's gone.
He's gone.
I have a little sister.
All right. And I want you to look at each person's eyes and let me know if you recognize any of them.
My sister.
Is the sister in that life?
In my present life, it's my cousin.
Okay, so your sister in that life is your cousin. All right. Anyone else?
My grandma.
Who is she in this life?
My grandma who passed years ago.
All right. And your mom?
No.
All right. Okay. So, anything else you feel from this scene that you want to let me know?
It's like a little town, like a fishing village.
Uh-huh. So you are the one who is supporting your family? Your mom and your grandmother and your sister. All right. And what is your name?
Okay.
Kay.
It's like Kaya.
Kay what?
Kaya.
Kaya?
Yeah.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Okay. All right. So let's close this scene, and we are moving forward to another important day of the same life, when something very important happens that impacts your life. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. On the count of 3, you will be there. 1, moving forward. 2, we're getting to that important day. And 3.
Market.
Market. Are you older?
Yeah.
28. 28. So Kaya, so what are you doing in this market?
Selling my fish.
Okay.
It's busy.
You see a lot of people? So they're selling different things? So what happens next?
I meet somebody.
Who is this person?
Woman. Blonde.
Blonde?
Blonde.
So she looks different from you? She's from different village? Or?
Yeah.
What happens?
We talk.
And look at her eyes.
Green.
And see if you recognize them. All right. You feel you like her? All right.
She likes me.
All right. What's her name?
Why?
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 That's her name?
It's the letter. First letter.
Okay, why? You.
N.
That's it? You?
Yeah.
You? All right. So what happens next?
We spend more time together.
In the market?
Over time.
Okay, you can see that.
A relationship.
All right. Then keep moving forward. See what happened between you and you.
Get married. On the cliff.
On the cliff. Is that the place that people get married? All right. Keep moving.
With a baby.
A boy or a girl?
Boy.
How do you like this?
Happy.
All right, so I want you to move to another important day of that same life and see what happened that became a changing point.
Your son died.
What happened?
He fell.
From the cliff?
Yeah.
How old was he?
11.
This is just an accident? Alright. Feel this pain. What's in your mind? What do you say to yourself?
I couldn't save him. I couldn't save him.
You couldn't save him.
His head.
And how does your wife feels about this?
Broken. I'm not blaming. It's just pain. It's quiet now between us.
So, when you say that, is you don't talk to each other anymore? Because of what happened? I want you to move forward a little bit more and see if there are any changes between you and Yun.
Peaceful, but still sad. Still wounded.
So let's see if this wound was ever healed in that life.
Kind of. Not fully.
Until you die? Alright, so I want you to go to the last day of that life and tell me where you are.
Home.
Where?
Home.
Home. Are you? Do you see your wife? What happened to you?
Old age.
How old are you?
86.
Alright. And so only your wife is with you? Alright. So you just feel you're old and you're ready to go? Are you saying anything to her?
I can't.
You cannot?
When she's talking to me.
She's talking to you?
Tell me it's okay.
It's okay. How do you feel about this life?
Sad to leave her. We're ready.
You're ready. Alright, so let's take the last breath and let your soul get out of the body to complete the transition. And now I want you to look at this life you just had and tell me what you're supposed to learn from it. What's the meaning of that life?
Grace.
Tell me a little more.
Peace in the things I cannot control.
Say it one more time.
Peace in the things I cannot control.
What do you think? How did you do?
Good.
You learn what you need to learn?
Yeah.
So now I want you to look at that life, and then I look at Alana's life. What happened? What from that life really impacts Alana's life?
Loss.
Loss.
Feeling abandoned.
Or fear of being abandoned.
Fear of loss.
Fear of loss. Very good. Fear of loss and fear of abandonment. So you understand now from your soul's perspective that that is something you're supposed to learn from that life, but not to carry this fear to this life. So do you need to carry the fears any longer? All right. So now I want you to go to this place in the spirit world, since you don't have a body anymore, and this is a place called health zone. Health zone. And I want you to be there and see if you can see this person, Mallory. See if you can find her. And she is the expert of removing those fears or energy. And tell me what she looks like.
She came to me. Dark curly hair.
What she's saying to you.
It's gonna be okay.
And I want you to let her know that she knows those fears. Ask her if she knows. All right. She's wearing a like white uniform.
Yeah.
And what this place looks like?
All white, but in my immediate view, it's like a hospital. Beyond that is like fade out into white.
And do you feel good in this place?
Yeah.
You feel you're protected? All right. So now I want you to let her do what she has to do. And before she does the surgery, do you feel where those fears are stored in your body? Where are they? Can you see the color or the shape?
Yeah.
What do you
It's like dark purple.
Dark purple. How big?
It's like all over my heart.
And it feels heavy?
Sticky.
Very good. So she's ready to do the spiritual surgery? Okay. Get ready. And she knows what she's doing. Is she smiling?
Yeah. She's patting my hand.
She has a knife? Tell me everything that you can explain. Okay.
She says it's not gonna hurt. And she's just gonna take it off.
Without cutting?
Yeah.
Sure, so she has the magic. And wait until you see that dark purple energy salt. And let me know what it looks like.
She just has on her hand.
She has it on her hand.
In her hand.
Okay.
Like she took it out.
Okay. Is that big?
Yeah.
And how do you feel? your chest.
There.
Mm-hmm. What's she saying to you?
So I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Mm-hmm. And feel this lightness. And I want you to ask her if she can put some positive energy, loving energy.
She said she already did.
What did she put? Love?
Love.
Uh-huh.
And compassion.
Compassion. Beautiful. Very good. So now I want you to ask her, so what you should do next? You can just go.
Mm-hmm.
Can you visit this place?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me know where you like to go.
She said we can leave.
All right. So I want you to thank her. And then and see where you like to go from this point. Ask her, just ask her this before you go to somewhere else. Is this the place that you can find your spirit guides? Or is that the place not far away from here?
She said I have to go upstairs.
Upstairs. Okay. So let's go to upstairs. There is a staircase.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Going up. Let's see who you're gonna meet with.
I can't see their faces.
Now you feel their
Yeah.
energies.
I see their hands.
What they look like.
They're just folded,
Uh-huh.
but gently.
Uh-huh.
Not, it's like a panel.
Panel. How to say? What they feel like.
Like a teacher.
Uh-huh. And how many do you think there are?
4.
Okay. So now I want you to communicate with them. Doesn't matter, you can see them or not. And you can just talk to them either aloud or telepathically. And ask them if they're your guides.
Yeah.
All right, very good. And do you feel there's a main person?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that person's energy more?
Yeah.
All right.
He's the only one speaking.
Oh, okay. And ask him if he can let you know his name.
Michael.
Michael. Do you feel this is my Archangel Michael?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So talk to Michael, and he knows that you just did this spiritual surgery, and ask him if there's anything he can advise you. Will guide you.
Self-compassion.
Do you
Said
understand? Uh-huh.
what they put back.
Ah,
They
self-compassion.
will only last so long.
So what is self-compassion? Is that the self-love?
Patience with myself.
Why that is important?
Because I'm part of myself. If
Right. So since they already put that inside your heart, so now you will be able to.
You said it's like a temporary sealant.
What is that?
Like an encouragement. It's not permanent what they gave, but I can learn to keep it up.
Very good. Very good. Anything else that he will advise you today?
To trust. Even when you feel like you don't. You can't always trust.
So ask him why trust is so important, and do we need to trust everything and everyone?
Trust your intuition. You will never be wrong as long as you trust your intuition.
But sometimes, because we have a lot of fear, so when we do that, we just feel, how can we know is our intuition or it's our ego?
Ask.
What to ask?
You said to ask him. Or my guides.
So how you can connect with Michael?
Meditation. I just think in my thoughts.
So meditation is the way to connect with guides? And ask him, when we connect with our guides, or shall we just connect with our higher self? What's the difference when we do this too?
You said it's both.
It's the same way to just do meditate?
Yeah. But deeper if I want my guides. Like my higher self is
easier in a way?
Yeah. My higher self is
it's always there.
Easier for me to tap into.
But if
I can do that anytime.
Anytime. So anytime, it doesn't have to be meditation.
Yeah.
Just kind of focus.
Yeah.
And feel your what your intuition is telling you. Okay. So ask Michael, how did you do in this life till now?
He said I've completed a lot of cycles recently.
Recently.
And that's the shift I've been feeling. Is the completion and the beginning of new cycles.
And ask him, what is the purpose of this life for you?
To be a light to others.
To shine your light? Now how you can do that?
Through anything.
Anything?
As long as I'm me myself. I was made for that.
To shine your light? So anything, ask him to give you an example.
My art.
Art? So that's
my creativity.
So that will like raise other people's vibrations? Okay. And ask him anything that you should have done but you did not do yet.
answer.
Oh, okay. So it seems like you have done everything you should. Ask him. It seems that Archangel Michael is assisting a lot of people. And how many people on earth is assisting?
Thousands.
Why you're chosen by him?
The light.
The light. So he will be able to see the brightness of the light.
And potential.
Very good. And you find out if you want to ask anything else. You can ask, like, for example, the relationship between you and your mom.
He said that everything will be okay. Whatever it is. Anything. Everything will be okay. Because that's my path. My path is to go through all these things to know that ultimately everything will be okay. Always.
All right. So if you feel you're complete with him, and you can just thank him and say goodbye, and then I want you to connect with your higher self. So let me know after you're done with your 4 guides. You can just say bye to them. All right. So now, am I speaking with Alana's higher self? Very good, and I appreciate this communication. And so I know you're speaking through Alana's body. And before I ask anything, is there anything that you want to let her know today?
I'm always here.
You're always here? And this is probably the first time she hears you clearly like this. And what is the best way for her to connect with you in the future?
Writing.
Reading?
Writing.
Writing. Can you explain a bit more?
Like journaling. But tap into me and write from me.
So why, when we journaling, why that will help to connect with our higher self?
I'll pick your words. We'll let it flow.
So I just want to ask this. Let's say I also realize that if I'm not preparing what I'm going to say, and then when I decide to talk to someone or describe something, then I will be able to channel the higher self. Is this how we can tap into our subconscious? So either we can put in writing or we can just talk.
Writing helps get ego out the way.
Why is like that?
Thoughts are fleeting. In journaling, I can pick the words better.
So then the ego cannot be in the way. So when the ego is not in the way, where the ego is? And the ego will be okay with that?
Yeah.
So what is the purpose of our ego?
To show what needs to be worked on.
When what?
What needs to be worked on with self.
Can you explain a bit more? Like, we don't really understand what's the purpose.
Like triggers.
Uh-huh.
Your ego coincides with your triggers from trauma. So when your ego is triggered, it's because there's something you have to work on to heal.
Right. So the trauma is because the ego triggered that? So if that's the case, the ego is not doing anything to serve the soul. But we need
safety.
to
It's a safety.
Is to protect us physically?
Or
Emotionally. So can you say the ego is the opposite of the soul?
Yeah. The ego is the armor of the soul. Subconscious.
What's the best way to deal with our ego?
Love it.
So we need to let the ego know that we love them. So when the ego receives love, the ego will not be too in control. So is this applied to everything else? That we shouldn't fight, but to love?
Love and compassion. And empathy.
So let's say if someone is hurting us in this life, we should also love those people deep inside, because they are teaching us something.
Understand that their pain is pain within them.
So no matter how bad that person hurt us,
it's projection.
It's a projection. And in a way that we also invite those people to our life. So it's something that we shouldn't see it as we're the victim, because we planned. So there's nothing happens coincident. Everything happens for a reason.
Everything.
But we also can create some new karma in this life. So that is something is not by the plan. So this is something that I still have trouble understanding. So when we say everything happens for a reason, but we can also accidentally create some new karma in this life. Because we have free will. But because of that, there are consequences.
Ripples.
What?
A ripple effect.
Ripple effect. So we need to be careful, because we don't want to create more karmas for us to come back. What do you say about this?
I don't think do do your best to create good karma.
But if we made a mistake, we did something, we, how to say, submitted bad deeds, that's also is allowed. So is Alana a spiritual healer? And she can heal by using her art?
Through anything.
Through anything. And is she doing that?
Yeah. She doesn't know it.
She's aware.
Sometimes.
So is, how to say, the purpose of life for everyone is has something in common. We all came here to help each other.
Yeah. Everybody fits into each other's lives like a puzzle piece.
And even though we don't see it most of the time, but we're all connected. So when we're hurting others, we're hurting ourselves. When we help others, we help ourselves. And so because of that, there's no bad soul. But the people who committed, let's say, serious crime were, right, the person like, for example, like Hitler. So what was the soul's plan?
Lost.
Is it by accident or they plan to lose their purpose?
Forget.
Say again?
Forget.
So we can really forget our purpose. And so when that happens, what will be the consequences?
Bad things.
What?
You attract bad things.
You attract bad energy. All right. But when those souls leave the body, and they will go to the same place, go to the light. But they will. Is there any place called a lower astral? That it's not a place to punish anyone, but there's such place in the universe? Like lower astral place?
Yeah.
What's those places are for? Temporary for the soul to, let's say, contemplate, or to let the soul to be isolated or quarantined.
Yeah, for contemplation.
For contemplation.
Like reflection.
But there's no punishment, and there's no hell. I just want to verify this part, because there are always people feel if someone did submit bad deeds and they are supposed to be punished, but that's never the case, because we're all connected. And let's say people do bad things, that's also can be for other people to learn from their bad behavior.
It's like a mirror.
Because otherwise we would not really be able to learn if everything's good, if everything's peaceful and loving. Okay. And so Alana did not miss any lessons.
No. She got a lot of them early.
No. Yes, because she's still young. And what this depression for like about 5-6 years for her, what is the purpose behind?
Grieving. From years and years of pain. And she didn't know where it came from. But she just knew she was sad.
Right. So how this helps her?
To let it go.
What?
To let it go.
To let it go. So let's say if someone, because there are a lot of people get depressions every year in this country. So when someone is going through that, right? The depression, and without any external help, the person can get out on their own. Yes, and I'm sure they want to get out. What do you say to those people? What they can do to be able to move on and move forward?
It's okay to feel deeply and feel negative emotions deeply.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to use it for something.
Uh-huh.
It's not just for you to be sad.
Uh-huh.
It's to force you to see things clearer.
Mm. But when you say that, and they can say when they're in deep depression, they don't see things clearly.
Clouded by your sadness.
Uh-huh.
Clouded by the weight of your emotions.
Mm-hmm. So how they can get out quickly when they realize, because no one wants to stay in that state.
You have to let it run its course.
Uh-huh.
Everybody feels things differently.
Uh-huh.
So feel it and let it go.
Uh-huh. So
However long that takes.
but then some people, it will get to a point, some people feel suicidal thoughts. That's just something they have to learn from it.
Find where it comes from.
Mhm. There's always a place where those thoughts are from. Mm. It's usually from some negative beliefs. Mm. So they need to find the origin. Mm-hmm. And when they know that's just a belief, either their belief or other people's belief, but it's not the truth or the fact. Mm. And so the purpose of depression is for that person to be able to feel the contrast. What is why we need to have this experience of the separation of who we are? Why this lesson is necessary?
To feel how important it is to find yourself.
Uh-huh. Importance. Mm.
And responsibility to yourself.
To yourself. Mm-hmm.
And others.
So is this when the person is going through that, can you say that's a part of the soul agreement? They decide to have this experience?
I think it's a conflict.
Say one more
A
time.
conflict between the soul agreement with your soul agreement.
It's a conflict?
Depression.
Uh-huh. So when you say it's a conflict, what happened?
Everything got too heavy.
Everything what?
Gets too heavy.
Mm.
Too much to handle.
Mm. So is this, but why not everyone will have that experience?
Some people carry the weight better.
Mm. That's just...
Without any support.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So is that has anything to do with the soul's experience?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But why, let's say, the spirit guides are not helping?
A lot of people don't know to ask.
Uh-huh. Don't know how to ask for help. But if you do, then you get help. Uh-huh. How about the physical pain? It's same concept. Mm. But if it's physical, but we can ask for help, and if we do, then we can get help. So if that's the case, then nothing is really physical. Everything is spiritual. If someone got cancer, what that can be cured?
Sometimes.
One
Depends how deep it is.
And when it's deep, what happened?
It's so ingrained in you.
Say it one more time.
It's so ingrained in you that it's harder
To remove?
to remove.
Because what?
Because of how many times it passed.
Is this because let's say the person is suppressing their emotions?
Because they forgot where it came from. They didn't know where it came from.
But where it is coming from?
The past.
For the past life, past experience. So a hypnosis session like this will be able to help. Because when we go to the past life, then we can revisit that experience. And then that can, in a way, release those negative emotions. And so today, Alana did this spiritual surgery by Mallory and this doctor. And so that's what she does in the spirit world. She always can heal people's past, how to say, the wounds from the past. So she's the perfect person to go to? Okay. I did not know this person until recently. I did not know this being. And when we removed those negative emotions and from the past, so those energies no longer in that person's body, but this person still can accumulate negative energy from this life. Okay. And when we accumulate enough, that will affect our life. We'll feel, let's say, depression or anxiety. Is that right? Okay. So and if the person does this type of session, and we can go to the same Mallory to get that energy removed. Okay. So she's the only one who is doing this, or there are other beings doing similar job?
There are others.
Just I don't know their names, I wouldn't be able to quote them. But we can kind of invite them. Very good. So now we know if when we're depressed, so a hypnosis session like this can help a lot. And what do you say? I have a lot of clients when they came to my session, and they went to other places, other people, let's say psychics, and they ask them, what happened in the past. So it seems like the psychics, people who have that ability, can tell someone else what happened in their past life. But the thing is, but they cannot tell this person what they should do with that past experience.
They can only see it.
They can only see it.
Or feel the energy.
Feel the energy.
But because of their own bias, they don't know. They can only see it.
So there's no other way to do anything with that. Okay. But sometimes when we only get those information from those psychics, we can have more fear. Okay. More questions. And that's why then they came to me, because they have a lot of concerns. Okay. So Alana is asking, you know, like she feels she has a little bit difficulty expressing more of herself. What do you say?
She gets lost in the people she helps.
But why it happens that way?
Because she wants to save everybody.
Save what?
Save everybody. Make everybody feel good.
What's the best way that she can do better not to get lost?
Save herself too.
So what she can do to save herself?
Pour into herself what she pours into others.
Can you say one more time?
Pour into herself what she pours into others.
And she knows how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. And she also is concerned about if she divinely protected.
Yeah.
Always?
Always.
And so this protection is from, let's say, from you and her guides, and also can be, let's say, her
Grandma.
Oh, okay. And how about her in the future as ascended master? That also.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And so we don't have to worry about this. Is something that everyone is concerned about. If let's say their negative energy try to attack, let's say especially those healers, light workers, do we need to worry about that?
No.
Because we're always protected, unless you invite them. Otherwise, they cannot just come in and attack us. Because
you can feel them, but they can't do anything.
Because we have free will. But why, if that's the case, why they even bother to come close to us?
You're not conscious.
Unconscious.
It's not conscious.
So what happened?
They're less aware of vibrations and energy.
So they did it by accident. Okay, so it seems like there's a spiritual war going on right now. Is that true?
Yes.
So tell me what more about this war.
People are drifting because of the weight, but there's also people who are tapping into energy, but not with positive intentions or pure intentions. Just to think that maybe they're doing an okay thing, but are not.
So they don't even know they're doing something negatively.
No. Because their intentions aren't pure, but they're not conscious of their intentions.
So that becomes negative energy without knowing consciously. So, but do you see their negative energy is not coming from Earth, like from other places? No. There's no such thing. Let's say from a different galaxy or different planets, different dimension.
I think Earth is waking up. And that's felt across the universe. But everything's just waiting to see what happens.
So who is waiting? Everything, you mean?
Like outside of Earth.
So they're watching.
Yeah.
And because they only can watch anyway. They cannot get involved. All right. So this free will is something that, how to say, like who made this rule?
It's unspoken.
Oh. And this is always the case on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Uh-huh. And so, because of that, we don't have to worry about some external negative energy.
It's yourselves.
So we just need to focus on ourselves. So, this, I just want to really understand, and I'm sure Alana also wants to know this. So this kind of a hypnosis session is when we tap into our subconscious, we are allowed to know the truth. So we're unveiled. So this is also allowed. So temporarily.
Yeah. For clarity.
And so we can do this very, let's say if someone does this often, that's okay.
Within reason.
So they have to have a reason. So who brought Alana to this session today?
Me.
Can you explain why you think that she's ready to do something like this?
She knows the idea but gets lost along the way. And this will help her understand the importance of sticking to it. The importance of consistency.
And where she is originally from? Is that the place, Varia? Or no? So where she's from?
Somewhere in the stars.
Say it one more time.
Somewhere in the stars.
In the stars? And is this not something that needs to be disclosed to her right now? Okay. And when that happens, that we're not supposed to know exactly the name of that place, is because what? It's because she needs to focus on this life?
Yes, and she's not meant to know.
And there is a divine reason. Because otherwise we will think about that all the time. All right. So she is an old soul. You can say that.
One of the oldest.
One of the oldest. When you say one of the oldest, how old?
Millions.
Millions of what? Years? Or millions of lives?
Lives.
We can have that many?
Infinite.
And so this is another question I have. So let's say the soul, after million lives, so they learned, let's say, everything they're supposed to learn. Do we get to that point?
Teach.
So then you can teach. So that's what those spirit guides are doing. So, and they can teach for a very long time. So
some people, some are meant to teach physically.
Physically? What do you mean by that?
On Earth.
On Earth?
Like, not spirit guides.
They're just people, but they are guides, and they just look like a regular human being. But they know they're here to teach others. So this is the longest one I heard. Like, she had 1 million lives, but she doesn't have many on Earth. So is that right? So that means she had many lives on other places. So is she ready to be the guide? Ah. After this life, can I ask, she will not come back to Earth, or?
She will.
Ah.
She always does. Mostly.
Uh-huh. Why she likes Earth so much?
She likes to teach.
To teach.
Guide. And she gets better.
So she will come back to teach others?
Yeah.
As other souls guide?
Uh-huh.
Ah. But this life, she's still learning?
Yeah.
Ah. Is this the last life for her to learn?
Maybe.
Ah. If she learned everything in this life?
Yeah.
I see.
She's finding a lot of soul partners in this life.
Huh.
And meeting a lot of familiar energies.
So can you, I don't hear this term often, soul partners. What do you mean by that?
People energies she's met before,
Uh-huh.
she's meant to guide.
Huh. So she can already guide others in this life? Huh. So the soul partners is she had life with them before?
Yeah,
Uh-huh. And she will find them in this life?
she has.
She has. And is this because they made an agreement, or it doesn't have to be?
Not an agreement,
Uh-huh.
just
By accident.
by accident. Yeah.
So this is sometimes I feel like I don't understand 100%. So when we say everything happens for a reason, but then there are things happen
It's free will. The
because
chance that
uh-huh.
the souls will find each other again.
Uh-huh. And that is meant to be that way, or doesn't have to be?
It can be.
Oh. It can be either.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Based on free will.
Right. So without
They might collide again,
ah.
but they might not.
Uh-huh, they might not. So when she has found soul partners, what does she do?
Nurtures them.
Say it again.
Nurtures them.
Oh, what she can do to achieve that?
She knows when she knows it.
Mm.
She doesn't know why, but she knows.
So,
Familiarity.
uh-huh.
So
everyone is like that. Like if I feel, I talk to someone and I don't know the person, but I feel it's a familiar feeling. That can be?
it can be, but it's stronger with her.
Uh-huh.
There's synchronicities.
Because she had that many lives, and so she just have that ability. Uh-huh.
Things will overlap between them, even though they shouldn't.
Uh-huh. That's something, I did not hear before.
She met somebody
Yeah.
recently
Yeah?
who's 13 years older than her in this life,
Yeah.
and they knew each other
Uh-huh.
in a previous.
And she feels that.
And he felt it too.
Uh-huh. But this is by accident. Okay. So if that's the case, the two souls, when they know each other, when they feel that way, so they will be able to do more?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The familiarity is
Yeah.
like a magnet.
Uh-huh.
So you can't, you have no choice but to proceed,
Oh.
and you want to find out more
Uh-huh.
because you feel comfort,
Uh-huh.
you feel familiar.
Right. So that can happen to anyone? So when we feel that way, we need to
Explore.
uh-huh. And we always know. We don't have to doubt. Okay. So she has this concern if she's overlooking her potential in some areas of her life. What do you say about that?
She gets stuck in other people's potential,
Huh.
and emotionally ties very easily with others. because of this familiarity. And that holds her back. This conflict between pushing the self and becoming the best self in this life versus giving and giving and giving to others. It's always a conflict of her or others, but she has to practice balance of both.
So why we get lost when we find other people's potential?
She finds hope in those moments. Hope for the future, hope for the universe, hope for the world and earth, and she holds on to them. And it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture, the main goal, when you are investing yourself into one energy for X amount of time.
I was going to ask something now, I don't remember. Is there anything that today that I could have done but I haven't? Anything else that after the conversation with you I need to do with her, like, or I removed what was the negative energy? And what do you think? Did we do everything we should have done? Very good. I'm glad to hear that. Is there anything else that you want to let her know? This is my question. What do you say in a few words of her purpose of this life?
You're here to reach your full potential and help others get there too.
And is she doing that? Okay. I see. There anything else you want to give her as your guidance for today?
Don't forget compassion.
And she forgets sometimes?
Always.
And what?
Self-compassion.
Self-compassion. To be patient with herself. And why is it easy for her to forget?
She feels out of place in her body here.
Can you explain that?
She knows that she holds wisdom deeper than what makes sense for her physical body here. So she feels like things move too slow. Because she knows in her soul beyond that already.
So she becomes a little bit impatient. Okay, I see. Very good. Thank you very much for today's communication. And do you think we're complete?
Yes.
Thank you again, and she will. I'm sure she will appreciate your advice. And I want you to remember everything, and maybe not consciously, but subconsciously. And those experiences and the understanding will be stored inside of you. And you will be able to use the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding when you need to. So now, from this place, this deep state of relaxation, I want you to come back to this reality slowly but surely. And I will count from 1 to 5. On the count of 5, you will be back to this reality, feeling wonderful and refreshed and rested. 1. Now we're going to move back and coming back to this reality. So we're going through time and space to the current place and the current time. 2. And you know who you truly are. And after million times of life in the universe, you are this old soul that came to earth this time to let people find their potential and also your own potential. You will never forget. This is the purpose of why you came this time. 3. Now you are really coming back to this reality and feeling the sounds inside of this room, and you also can hear the sounds outside of the room. 4. You're coming back very nicely. And 5. You feel wonderful all over, and you can slowly open your eyes and move your body.
Ooh.
Welcome back.
Hello.
How do you feel?
Crazy. My body feels heavy.
It feels heavy? Do you feel you remember
Yeah.
everything?
Yeah. I remember crying.
Yes.
Oh.
Do you remember the last part when
Yeah.
your higher self is talking?
Yeah.
You remember. Very good. And how long do you think it has been?
It feels like an hour.
It's about 3 hours.
Oh. Wow. I feel like I had like a power nap. Like an hour power nap.
So do you feel like energetic?
Yeah. I'm like wide awake right now.
Yeah, that's the case. And you lost the time.
Yeah,
sense
completely.
of time. Yeah, that's normal.
Wow.
Very good. I think you were pretty deep.
Thank you. Yeah, I felt like that. I mean, you hear all these possibilities, and it's always like, what am I going to experience? I've never done this before, but
Right.
it was pretty like wondrous.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
From that tower.
Yeah, and like even trying to figure out exactly like how to interpret what I was seeing. It was interesting.
And that was very profound. Like because you are not removing energy from other people. It's from yourself in the past.
Yeah. Like I was trying to figure out what it was. Because what it looked like, what it was at first, isn't what it actually was.
Right.
Yeah.
And I never heard anyone was doing that.
Yeah.
So basically we can change, right, the past.
Right.
Because change the past is change, because everything happens at the same time. So you're changing, right?
Right, and that's like what it was. It was like seeing like a baby, and then a older version of me, I guess, and then like this other version of me that I didn't even perceive as me in one. It was just like these 3 different people. But it was
at the
me
same
in
time.
3 different times.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's how you can change yourself, right?
Yeah.
Is to change the you from the past, change the energy.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. And and you said you are what's the name of that doing that?
Surveyor.
Surveyor.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So it felt like I was just like looking over all this, like a city. It looked like I was almost like what felt like, I mean, like even the top of like One World Trade. It felt like looking over like that high of a city,
Right,
but I could still like zoom in and see everything,
Right.
and all the
because I prepared you. You can
Yeah,
zoom in,
I can zoom in.
See,
Yeah.
That's important. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't think
It was like
about
a scope. I could just like
Right. You can anywhere.
right into like a window or a car.
Right.
It was wild.
Right. Is this something that you? I don't even know what to ask you. So if someone asks you, how was your experience? What would you say?
Beautiful. Yeah. It's wild.
And you think you got what you needed?
Yeah. And it was interesting because it was almost kind of like what you said before, how it didn't make sense and then it all of a sudden made sense.
Yeah.
Like there was a moment when it all just like circled back and I was like, oh,
Right.
okay.
And this what's the name of the planet? Labi?
Varia.
Varia.
Varia, right? Varia? Yeah.
And I feel I understand. Like,
Yeah.
that's more about the relation between you and your mom. So.
Right. And that relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
And the monster.
Yeah. Where that came from.
Without the monster, you how to say, this relationship is based on that monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is very far away from Earth, right?
Yeah.
And people don't even know
Yeah.
Earth.
Yeah. At all. I said Earth and they're like, what? Where? I was like, oh, never mind.
But only you know.
Yeah, right. I was the only one who had any concept of it.
And you remember that you had a million lives. It's really million. I thought, oh, maybe a couple 100,000, that's a lot. But
yeah, as soon as I just felt it, and it was just like over a million. I was like, what? Yeah, but it's interesting to have that conceptualized because I've always had like growing up, it's always been like, oh, you're such an old soul. Oh, you're such a, like you don't act your age. You act so much older.
Right.
And it's interesting to have that
that's always the case.
actually put into perspective.
Right.
For like why.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
interesting.
Yeah, there's a reason.
And it was so vivid, like seeing Varia for the first time. Like I was crying. I felt so homesick.
Right.
Like it was like coming home after 500 years. Is that what I said?
You missed that place.
Like I don't think I've ever felt homesick like that. That was wild.
Well, if you do this more, right, because you have so many lives, right, you will go into different lives. Because the first time is like an introduction.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, oh, okay, we'll just show you this. Yeah.
That was wild. And then the fishing village.
Yeah.
I just remembered that.
And your name?
Kaya.
Kaya. And you were crying because you lost your son.
Yeah, that was crazy too. I felt that so out of nowhere. I felt sad before I knew why I was sad. It was crazy.
Yeah. So so that emotion will affect this life, right? Because you have this I forgot this
It's a deep sadness.
Sadness and what else?
Pain and fear of abandonment.
Right.
Yeah, fear of loss.
And that's why we need a Mallory.
Wow. Yeah. She popped right out. She was like, I'm here. I was like, oh, you.
That's exactly what the other person said. And I said, really?
Literally popped right out from like, it was just me in a room, kind of like a hospital bed, but not really. And then just boop. And I was like, oh, hi. I was new. That was interesting, yeah.
And so when she did surgery, you did not feel pain?
No. I actually felt a pressure, like in my chest, but it wasn't pain. It was just...
Yeah, because she's very good at that.
Yeah.
And it's big.
Yeah. It literally looked like what she took out was my heart, but it wasn't. It was this purple...
The dark purple.
Yeah. But it looked like it was like a shell of my heart almost, like it was around it. It was interesting.
Yeah. And there are other beings that do similar kind of thing, and I just don't know their name, so we have to just invite her right now. But next time, if I feel like maybe I'll try a different person and see if I'm sure then there's a different character.
Yeah.
She's very like a
spunky.
Right.
Spunky, like don't worry,
right.
I got it. Very much so. I was like, oh, okay.
I know what to do.
Yeah.
And then you went upstairs
Yeah.
to meet.
That was interesting.
Yeah, your Michael.
Yeah.
Archangel Michael. So you cannot see what did he look like?
I could only see what I'd say would be like here and down. And they were sitting. But you could just feel it.
Right. And he talks a lot. I don't feel he talks always like that. But today he explained everything. Like everything you asked.
Yeah. I've gotten him in other readings before. Where he'll come forward as my guide. And things like that, but nothing so as deep as that. Just like, oh, he's there. So it's interesting to get more.
I think his mission is to protect.
Yeah.
And your higher self is talk, because I asked so many questions. she has no choice but to answer everything I ask, and I feel everything she said made sense. Yeah.
It's interesting.
And right, so at this point I don't remember what I asked, but right when you look at the recording, because that's something that we all want to know, right? Besides your life, right? And see, I know they know everything, right? So I can ask anything, and she will be able to explain, and that's right, very important for us to always go back to her, right? Because she has all the answers, you know? And she will always, how to say, she will help you no matter what, because she's you. I'm happy that